should probably start out by saying that this is only a partial tutorial. I'm not going to teach you how to peel your apples, for instance. And we're going to go ahead and start in when I've already got a couple of my apples cut up. So I will cut them in half. And then I will proceed to cut the halves in half. And I will take out the cores from the quarter. It's pretty easy to do it that way. And you'll see how I just slice here, slice there. Move the cores aside and keep going. I'll then slice the quarters lengthwise, most of the time, into 3 or 4 slices. Then I will cut those slices into about 4 or 5, depending on the length of the quarter of the apple. The apples I've chosen here are 4 Granny Smith and 2 Fujis. That's been a long-standing combination that seems to work pretty well for me, and has been kind of a family tradition now for, well, gosh, I don't know, 30 years? Before that, we only used Granny Smith, but I think you'll find that the inclusion of Fuji's adds a little bit extra sweetness, so you don't need quite as much sugar, and you also get a little different texture out of it. It's pretty nifty overall. I'll take this moment to move this into hyperdrive to assist in the video being short. And yes, for the curious, I am preparing this on my dining room table. I figured it was a pretty good place to get a shot. I told you it was going to be an abbreviated video. I'm also not going to tell you how I did this, but you butter your pie pan. And I mean the whole thing. And then write Happy Halloween in it just because. Now, if you wanted to write Happy Thanksgiving, you can. Does this change the nature of the pie? No, but you know you did it, so yeah, there's that. Now let's add some spices to the apples. First up, sugar. What should have been first up is lemon juice. And I should have let it soak in the lemon juice for just a little bit of time. At that point, I realized that what I should have done is lemon juiced these things first. Add the lemon juice moderately. I wouldn't say liberally. I wouldn't say conservatively. Just coat it with some lemon. It'll give it a nice little bit of tang, competing with and complementing the malic acid already in the apples. Add a little more sugar. I think in total here, rough measurements, a little over half a cup for 6 apples. Add your cinnamon. And yes, I eyeball this to color. This is literally my recipe. Just check it out, see if you can copy it, and that's that. Add your ginger, nutmeg, and yes, a little Trader Joe's pumpkin pie spice. Not a lot. Just a little, a sprinkling of it. After that, add your mace. Probably about half a teaspoon there. Get your hands in there, mix it all up. You'll notice the acid starting to emulsify. Some juices start flowing. It's very nice. And what you're going to do after you get it thoroughly mixed there, not being afraid to get your hands dirty. Mine were washed, by the way. Twice. Go ahead and try a piece. If you find that you need to add some more stuff to it, just to balance it out and make it right, now would be the time to do it. Go wash your hands again. Don't just be touching stuff. Come back and hopefully you'll have the idea of the flavor profile in mind and you'll be able to fix what it is that needs to be fixed. In my case, I need a little more sugar and a little more cinnamon. And some mace. One of the things that we're going to talk about for consistency purposes is you totally don't need to do this. You can use tapioca starch or teeny tiny little amount of cornstarch in with the apples and whatnot to help give it a little bit of heft. This is if you really don't want to just add flour to make it some sort of impassable gelatinous mass that you have to cut through. I don't believe necessarily in a pie that must hold its shape as you're eating it. That's what pumpkin pie is for. Cheesecake, stuff like that. But for fruit pies, apple pies, I don't mind the mess. I usually wind up eating them with a spoon anyway. That's about it. But this will provide just an extra little bit of weight to it, so it's not super juicy and the juices don't run all over. Now, as far as pie crust is concerned, the pie here is cheap and easy, like your mom. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it the cheap, easy, and good way. And there's a good reason for it. But I use Pillsbury pre-made crusts. Take them out 15 minutes before you're going to use them. Then go ahead and unroll them when it's time to go, and they should do just fine. The reason why I go with Pillsbury is because I knew a person who made their own pie crust, and they did an amazing job. I mean, they did an amazing job. They got it so good. It was perfectly flaky. It was some of the best crust I've probably ever had. When Pillsbury came out with this, we tried it, and we realized that it is really darn close to how good a crust she used to make. And then she stopped making crust completely, and we've used Pillsbury ever since. Now the we is just an I, and I'm still using the Pillsbury because the stuff rocks. All right, let's grab that pie pan, some scissors, and your 2 crusts. Why 2? Well, you got a top and a bottom crust to use. Bottom comes first, of course. And so, bottoms up. Yeah, I know. Cut it open. Let's unroll that sucker. And make a nice little bowl in which you will be placing your apple-licious ingredients. Usually just make it fit the pan. Iron out anything that's unusual. Throw away the detritus. And now pour the contents into the pie tin. Don't go too fast. They might, much like BBs, run all over. And by the way, do cut it into small chunks. The people that eat the pie will thank you. The long chunks, it's a decorative thing. This pie is made for eating, not looking at and going, oh look, I made a pretty pie. You just want to eat the living crap out of this one. All right, once done, pat that sucker down, give it a couple of shakes. If you have one of those sticks with doll hands on it so it looks like tiny hands are moving the things into position, it's perfectly fine. And yes, eat your leftovers. And don't forget to clean up after yourself if you make a bit of a mess. We'll get that out of the way, and now it's time to add the super ingredient in this that makes it awesome. Butter. I'm using Kerrygold. This is the same pad that I use to line the pan with butter. We just cut it into chunks and put it around there. Not too thick, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch, something like that would be fine. But our point here is to basically bake the apples in its own juices and butter. And it'll be lovely. So, a couple of things I could also mention, if you're into things like, gluten-free, this is not for you. If you're, really desiring something like, well, do you have an apple substitute? No. Can we use something other than butter? Yeah, it's your funeral. Trust me, this is the way to go. You want to use the butter and make a pretty shiny sun-looking thing in the middle of the pie, and it will be awesome at the end of it. Now, if you're lactose intolerant, you're just going to have to put up with it because, if you eat this with margarine, you're basically cooking it with butter-flavored vegetable oil. The heck is wrong with you? Just eat the butter. And eventually relearn the skill to eat lactose. I did. You can too. I was lactose intolerant for a while. Just eat a lot of lactose, suffer for a few weeks, and then you're fine. And no, I'm not including the whole thing. Go ahead and put the top crust on now. Just kind of roll it up, pinch the bottom crust to the top crust together. It does not have to be pretty. Again, we're not winning any baking contests here. We're making a pie that is delish. But anyway, finish pinching it all together. Hopefully you've got a preheated oven, 425 degrees, because that's where it's going in just a minute after we cut the steam holes. Because we want it to be at least a little pretty, right? We don't have to make it look fantastic. We just want, functional and slightly decorative. We want to make it look like a pie. Next thing we're going to do is pop it into our preheated oven being 425 degrees to the start. After 10 minutes at 425, we're going to reduce it to 300 and cook it until it's done. And do make sure that you're using a cookie sheet or some sort of a drip pan below your pie. If you don't, you're going to be cleaning your oven. And I would rather clean a pan than an oven. So ends the lesson. I do hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for the next, which will be pumpkin pie.